Hi Venu, morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Any doubts before we start?
Yes Venu, actually I have one doubt regarding
Hmm.
the certification. I have shared in the chat box. The both certification are same or different? Can you please tell? I have
So THR 81, Associated Implementation Consultant, SuccessFactors Employee Central Core, and THR 81 is both of them are same.
okay, okay,
Okay, it's only one actually. Okay, that's the only the knowledge of what is Employee Central. That's it. You don't
okay,
have
okay.
any questions in the first one.
Yeah, thank you
Okay,
Venu.
THR 81 is the course, and yeah, that's the certification for Employee Central.
Yes,
And the
yes,
passing percentage is 69.
yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. So let me share my screen. So where are we? What were we discussing? We were discussing about the configuration workbooks, right? So yesterday we talked about two workbooks. One of it is employee data, where we can have the fields of employee profile. What fields you want to maintain for each employee. And then second is about the foundation object. Foundation objects, we talk in foundation objects, we have company, business unit, division, department, location, grades, and all. For these objects, we define the fields. Okay. And the third configuration workbook is about the transactions. Is a workbook called transactions workbook, EC transactions workbook. Now, what does this say? In the transactions workbook, okay, it talks about the events and event reasons. Events are nothing but the transactions that we perform on employee. Event and event reasons. Events are standard in SuccessFactors. Now, SuccessFactors gives us around 30 events. Across the globe, any country that we are implementing for, we would be using only these events. You cannot create any additional events. Examples of the events are hire is an event, first event that we perform on employee. Transfer is an event. Promotion is an event. Termination is an event. Data change is an event. Suspension is an event. So all of these are events. So we have around 30 standard events in the system. You cannot create any custom events. For each event, we can define customer specific event reasons. Like for hire, we can have an event reason called new hire, regular hire, contractor hire, consultant hire, okay, intern hire, etc. So these are all event reasons of hire. Similarly, what is a transfer? Can somebody tell me what is a transfer? No idea what is a transfer?
No,
No?
basically it is from one place to another place.
Yeah. So if you move an employee from one location to another, okay, it is not only location. If it is location, we call it location transfer. Can we move an employee from one department to other department? Can we move an employee from one manager to other manager?
Yes, we
Manager transfer. Can we move an employee from one country to other country? Country
Yes.
transfer, company
Yes.
transfer, business unit transfer, or a cost center transfer. So these are all the transfers. These are called the transfers. Okay. So location transfer, manager transfer, department transfer, company transfer, country transfer. So these are all event reasons for transfer. Okay. Location, manager, department, etc. Promotion. What is a promotion? When do we call a promotion event? No idea again? If you move an employee from one grade to or lower grade to higher grade. If employee is manager, I'm making the employee senior manager. What is that? Promotion. If employee is executive, I'm making the employee assistant manager. That is a promotion. Right? From one level or one grade to next grade is a promotion. Employee salary is 50,000, changing salary to 60,000. What is this?
Promotion.
No. Can it not be a salary increase? Every year, employee
Yes.
salaries are to be reviewed and salary recommendation is to be done. So it can be a salary increase, annual salary increase. That need not to be a promotion. Promotion can include a salary change or may not include salary change. It is not always with the salary change. Okay, it can be sometimes only grade change, only salary change, grade and salary change. Okay, so those are event reasons of promotion. Termination, we have voluntary termination, involuntary termination, employee better job opportunity, employee's death. So in all of these cases, we terminate the employee from the system. They are called terminations. Now, depending on the customer, we need to identify what are the event reasons that they want to have for these events. Now, all customers may not need all the 30 events. Some customers may say that we don't move employee, we operate from only location, so we don't have transfer. We don't move employee from one department to other department, we don't want to use transfer. So you can hide. We also have demotion. Along with promotion, we also have demotion. What is a demotion? If an employee's grade level is changed back from senior manager to manager, it's a demotion. From manager to executive, that's a demotion. Promotion is one level up and demotion is one level down. So some companies may say that we don't want demotion to be used for our employees. So not required. Demotion is not required in that case. So we don't have to enable demotion. Okay. So these are the event reasons. Now again, for each and every event reason, we should define the logic in the system. When do you want system to trigger when do you want system to trigger the event reason? Now, if I go to any employee in the system, let me show you that in the system.
When are those events, 30 events are the complete employee cycle, right?
Yes. Employee life cycle, starting from hiring.
Got it.
Okay, it starts with hiring,
To
again,
exit.
yeah, to exit of the employee. And again, after exit, employee may rehire the organization. So rehire is also part of this event. Now,
Okay.
if I go to any employee, just go search for any employee here. Okay. I go to this employee. Now, if I want to make changes to this employee, I can go to actions, change job and comp information. Job information is where you have all the organization related information, like the grade of the employee, department of the employee, location of the employee, and so on. Okay. Now I want to change job information starting from today. Okay. Select the date. I want to change job information starting from today. So system gives me all of these details. Position, you can change position, and change business unit, division, department, location, and so on. Now, if I go change the location, now employees in San Francisco, I want to change the employee's location to Boston. I want to move this employee from San Francisco to Boston and just save it. Okay, I'm changing the location and saving it. It says submitting transfer location. This is transfer location request. Why is it transfer location request? Because we have changed the location of the employee. Okay, now instead of location, I'll go and change the grade of the employee. Employee is in grade 06. I will move this employee to a different grade. GR07. From 06, I'm moving this employee to 07. Okay. And when you change the grade of the employee, system automatically selects compensation information also. If because there is a change in the grade, do you want to change compensation also? I will not change. Now I will just save this record. Now it says submitting promotion request. When I change location, system was saying promotion. When I change location, system was saying location transfer. And when I change grade, system is saying promotion. Now I'll move this employee to GR05. Salary grade 05. From 6, I'm moving to 5. Okay. Now let's see what the system say. If I go save this. Okay. Now there is a change in the salary. So it is also giving some message. That's fine. Now it says demotion change to lower grade request. When I am changing a particular field on the employee profile, system is giving me the actions, whether it is a location transfer or a manager transfer or a promotion or a demotion. So how is this triggering? How does system know that it has to trigger a promotion or a demotion or a location transfer? Because somewhere in the system we have defined that logic. And for each customer, we need to find out what are the event reasons that they want to have in the system, and we will be configuring them in system. And these are defined in transaction workbook. These are defined in transaction workbook, all of the event reasons. Here, if I go to sheet event reasons, they'll give the event reasons here. Hire, what is the event reason? For transfer, what is the event reason? For transfer, I want to have location transfer. Okay. For again, transfer, I want to have department transfer. Okay. And for transfer, I want to have manager transfer. So all of those event reasons that your customer want to have will be given in this sheet. And event derivation means when should location transfer occur? When should manager transfer occur? When should department transfer occur? So these things they will be mentioning here. Now, if you see, an example is given. If position changes and grade increases and pay increases, then assign event reason promotion or promotion with pay change. So this is the logic that they want to have. Similarly, they will give the change here. If location changes, then assign location transfer event reason. So your customer has to give this logic. Whenever a field is changed in the job information or comp information, what should be the event reason? Okay. And along with this, if you have observed, system was also giving me a workflow, a different workflow. Workflow means approvals. If I'm going and changing employees' location, system was giving me location transfer request, and along with that, it is also giving me the workflow. Workflow means approver. Now let me show you that. So same thing, first one, I'll go change from one location to other location and say save. You see here workflow participants. Click on workflow. The system will send this request to this person for approval first. And then once this person is approved, it goes to this person for approval. These two people have to approve the request. Okay. Now, it is not location transfer, it is maybe department transfer. Okay. Or maybe demotion. Okay. This grade. Okay. I don't want any compensation change. I'll just say save. It says it is going to John Parker, this person for approval. So different event reasons has different approvals. And this is also defined in the same configuration workbook. Workflow groups, workflow roles. Okay. And then any kind of alerts or notifications. So all of these are given here in this configuration workbook. This is called the transaction workbook. We'll be talking more about these things in the coming sessions. Okay, so that's one of the workbook. And then you have, after transaction workbook, we also have position management workbook. Position management workbook talks about the position management, how the position is to be assigned. What happens when the employee leaves the organization? The position becomes vacant. Do you want to hire one more employee on this position? Some companies says, once an employee leaves the organization, we will not use that position. We'll use a different position for different employee. Some companies say, no, once the employee leaves the organization, we want to use the same position again for some other employee. So it can be anything. So that is defined in position management. And in People Central Hub, the last one, it is a combination of all of the data. Your employee data, your foundation objects, you see here. It talks about foundation objects. It talks about the employee data. Here it is, employee data. It talks about event reasons. So all of this is consolidated in one file called People Central Hub. Okay, so these are the configuration workbooks that we use in Employee Central. First one, we talked about employee data. Second, we talked about foundation data. Third, we talked about event reason. Fourth, we talk about position management. And fifth is People Central Hub. If somebody asks you in interviews, what are the configuration workbooks that you have worked on? You can say this. You worked on 5 different configuration workbooks. We also have the 6th one, which is called benefits, and we don't use the benefits for all the customers. This is optional configuration workbook. Benefits may not be required for all customers, but these 5 are required for all customers. Clear?
So there are 5 workbooks, right? In
Yes.
that Excel sheet, right?
Yes, all of these are Excel sheets. If I go to PartnerEdge, here I go to Explore, you'll see Employee Central module, and in Employee Central module, click on Employee Central. You'll see here configuration workbooks. Yeah, foundation object, employee data, benefits, which we not use for all customers, transaction, position management, and central hub, people central hub.
So there are different workbooks for different modules, right?
Yes.
Different number of
Each one,
workbooks.
each one of it is a workbook. Within foundation object, we have different, again, sheets. One for department, one for location, one for company, etc. Employee data also, we have different workbooks. Now, employee data, for every employee data, you go here, on the people profile, you see personal information. You will see one workbook for one Excel sheet for one sheet for personal information, one sheet for work permit information, one sheet for biographical information, one sheet for job information, one sheet for comp information, and so on. So within employee data workbook, which contains multiple sheets, each of the sheet is for each portlet or a block. Okay. Yeah. Next is, after configuration workbook, the next thing that we have is kickoff template. This is again very important. Now, customer doesn't know anything about success factors. We have to educate them. What do we have in success factors? Okay, so let's go and look at that. Let me open kickoff template. I have all of these documents in the drive. I've uploaded them in the drive. You can go through this document after the session. Okay. I have this kickoff template opened. Okay. Now let's see, what does the kickoff template contain. I'll open it in presentation mode. Okay. Success factors gives you a standard kickoff template, which contains around 300 PowerPoint slides. Again, depending on your customer needs, you can modify this document. Now, if you see the first slide, it says Employee Central Kickoff Workshop, and then speaker's name. If you are the consultant, you are presenting it to the customer, you can add your name. And you're going to start in this month or next month, July. So July 2024. You can include your partner's logo, your customer's logo here. It gives you the agenda, like day 1, what we are going to do, day 2, what we are going to do, and day 3, what we are going to do. First thing that we do here is the demo of success factor system. We have to give a demo of success factors system. What is Employee Central? Okay, what is Employee Central? The core. Employee Central is all about maintenance of employee data. What data we want to maintain in the system? Okay, now those are called the first thing that we do here in Employee Central is we set up the foundation data. For anything, now foundation meaning, what is foundation? If you are constructing, if you are planning to construct a house, what is the first thing that we need? We need the foundation. We need to know how you want to construct the house. So, and we have to plan for our foundations. How many pillars we need? Where all do we need the pillars? Right? Similarly, when you want to set up the organization structure, you need to understand the company structure that your customer is operating. If you are implementing for a manufacturing company, okay, now they have 2 or 3 companies. Within one company, they have 2 or 3 companies. And each company has got some departments. Each company has got some divisions, manufacturing division, sales division, and then some other IT division, etc. Each department has got a head. They operate from 4 different locations. Okay, so we need to find out the structure they are looking out for. Or we need to understand the customer structure. What are the companies they want to have? Where all they operate from? What departments they want to have? How they are going to pay their employees? Different companies have different pay structure, right? So some companies, if you see, when you see the CTC structure, the structure would be different. CT is cost to the company. Now company says, I'll pay you 10 lakhs per annum. 10 lakhs is would be split into different components. Basic, you'll have some amount. HRA, you'll have some amount. Medical, you'll have some amount. Conveyance, you'll have some amount. Special allowance, you'll have some amount. Again, this is not same for all customers. It varies from company to company. The salary structure varies from company to company. If you are implementing for a manufacturing unit, so you'll see a different structure. If you are implementing for IT industry, you'll see a different structure. You are implementing for infra or finance or banking sector, you'll see a different structure. Different components, different structure. So all of these are the foundation objects. Foundation objects define the org, job, and the pay structure. Org structure contains elements like company, business unit, division, department, location, cost center, etc. Job structure has got some elements, job code, job function, etc. Pay structure contains some elements like pay grade, grade of the employee, salary range of the employee, pay frequency, how frequently you're going to pay. Some employees are paid monthly salaries. Some employees are paid weekly salaries. Some employees are paid hourly salaries. So different employees with different salary structures. So we need to understand what all structures your customer want to have. Success factors gives us the org structure, job structure, and pay structure elements. But if your customer says, I have a different structure and I want to maintain the data here also, we can also create a custom structure. Once you have all of this data set up, we go and add the employees into the system. When you're adding the employee data, employees data is categorized into 2 parts. Personal information and job information. Again, each of these is split into 2 parts. Personal information is again categorized into effective dated and non-effective dated. Job information is also split into effective dated and non-effective dated. Effective dated means every record that we insert for the employee will have to add 1 record. Every record that you want to add, you need to add it with 1 date. Okay, like in job information, first event for any employee is hire. After hiring, I want to transfer the employee. Employee was hired sometime 6 months back. Now I want to transfer that employee. So what is the date of that transfer? let's say August 1st. So I've inserted a record. I can see two records now. Hire record, which happened on 1/1/2024. Next is transfer record, which happened on 1/1/8/2024. Again, after 6 months, we want to promote the employee. So you insert one more record. What is the effective date of promotion? Now we need to add one more record with a new effective date. Now employee wanted to move out of the organization, the termination. So insert one more record, add the termination record. Similarly, personal information also you have effective dated. When employee started working with the company, employee's marital status was single. After 1 year, employee got married. We need to insert a record with some effective date and say this employee is married. After 2 years, employee has got a dependent children. What is the effective date? So every record we insert in the system asks me to add the effective date. Those are effective dated records. And there are some non-effective dated where you don't need the effective date, like national ID or the biographical information. Biographical information, we maintain only one record throughout the life cycle of employee. We only maintain one record. In biographical information, we maintain the date of birth, country of birth.
So, Venu, non-effective or effective dated, the difference is that we'll be giving the option to change in effective dated, and in non-effective dated, there will be no option to change, correct?
You can change, but at any given point of time, you will have only one record. Okay, give you an example. Let me go to personal information of the employee. Here, we can see, if I go to history, I can see that there is one record of here. Okay, there is one record here. Now, if I want to insert a new record, insert new record, system asks me what is the date. Let's say from June 1st. Okay, now employee marital status from married to divorced. Okay, save it. It is asking for some, okay, documents need to be uploaded. So let me upload some document, okay, any document, and save. I can see two records for this employee. What October 2nd, 2000 is one record, first record, where you have the marital status as married. And June 1st, 2024, we have a record with marital status divorced. Two records. Okay. Now, let me delete this. If I go to, this is personal information, and if you see here, effective as of. This is effective dated. And we have biographical information. This is not effective dated. You will not see that effective dated. And you don't see that clock icon here. And personal information, I can see that clock icon, this one. This is history, personal information history. Whereas biographical information, you can still change. Now the employee's date of birth is 1970, but this is not correct. I want to update the date of birth to 1971. I can go and change. It allows you to change, but you cannot insert one more record. You cannot say that last year my date of birth was on February 1st, and this year my date of birth is June 1st. You cannot say that. Okay. So at any given point of time, you will have only one record of biographical information. Similarly, if I go to job information or comp information, maybe at the time of joining the organization, employee salary is 50,000. Now it is 60,000. After 6 years, after 6 months, the salary is 70,000. Now, if I go to history of the employee, I should see when was the employee hired, what was the salary of the employee when employee joined. Now, if you see here job information, I see one record called hire record. There is some data change happened. There is some adjustment happened here with effect to Jan 1st, 2007. And there is a transfer with pay change with April 15, 2018. So I can see the historical records, and all the effective dated records will have history. So some portlets or blocks of personal information are effective dated and some are non-effective dated. Similarly, some portlets of job information, job and employment information are effective dated and some are non-effective dated. And SuccessFactors gives us the standard fields for every portlet. Yesterday we have seen personal information, we have those fields: first name, last name, middle name, salutation, gender, and so on. Those are the fields of personal information. Right. Now, SuccessFactors has given us those fields. Additionally, SuccessFactors saying you can have your own fields as well, up to 20 text fields, up to 10 date fields, up to 20 decimal fields. So it has given some limit. You can have these fields. These are custom fields. So you can have standard fields and custom fields in these portlets. And every record that you maintain in job information, you need to have an event. You need to have an event and event reason. If you're changing location, it is location transfer. Transfer event, location transfer is the event reason. If you're changing grade, either it can be demotion or promotion. If you're terminating the employee, what is the reason for termination?
So in changing grade, grade will be event and the regions.
No, grade is not an event. Grade is a field in job information. Event is promotion.
Okay.
Event reason is either a grade change or a grade with salary change or only salary change. That could be your event reason.
Okay.
Grade is a field in job information. So you're changing that field, system should consider it as promotion. You're changing a field called location, system should consider it as location transfer. Okay. Or you are changing some work schedule. So that is not a transfer. That is not a promotion. That is a data change. So every field in job information, when you change, system should trigger a event and event reason. Okay. That's your employee data. And then when you change this data, sometimes system may ask us to follow the approval process. Now, if I'm going to this employee, I'm changing the employee's first name or last name. Go to personal information. When you change, when you click on pencil icon is to change. What is the start date? I'll say 25. June 25. What is the change? Now this employee's name I want to change. Last name I want to change to K. And save. Some field which is mandatory. Just put some. I've changed the last name of this employee. Now it says submitting personal information change request of John Parker. Show workflow participants. It is going to Tessa Walker for approval. You're changing the name of the employee. System is sending the workflow to workflow. This is workflow is nothing but approvals. Now this may not be same for every customer. Some customers may say that whenever you change a personal information, it is your personal information you can change. Employee can change themselves. You don't require any approvals. Some customers may say that, no, when you change the name information, I want someone to validate that data. Where is the proof of the name change? Or where is the proof for the address change? Where is the proof for so-and-so change? Okay. You may have to take one level of approval or you may have to take 2 levels of approval. Some company says no approvals required for name change. Some company says I want 1 level of approval. Some companies say I want 2 levels of approval. Some companies may say I want to have 3 levels of approval. And different processes can have different workflows. Name change, it is going to test a worker for approval. Transfer, it was going to some other employee. Promotion, it was going to some other employee. So this requirement will be given by the customer. This would be given by customer. How the workflows are to be configured. 1 level approval, 2 levels approval, 3 levels approval, or n number of approvals. Along with that, we also have CC role and contributor. We'll be discussing more on these workflows in the coming sessions when we start our configurations. Okay. And then people profile. The page what you see here for an employee, this is called people profile. This entire page, this is called people profile. I've opened the people profile of John Parker. Okay. Now I go here, open another employee. Now I have opened the people profile of Joan Pollocky. So this employee contains her information. Here on the people profile, I can see her details. So I can search for any employee, open the profile page of that employee and look at their information. What is the address of this employee? What is the phone number of this employee? What is the contact information or what is the address information of this employee? Which company does this employee belongs to? What location the employee is in? Which department the employee is working in? What is the salary of them? So I will see all of the information on one single page called the people profile. And this people profile portlets, you see EC portlet 1, EC portlet 1, N. You can have N number of portlets. Personal, job information, comp information, address, contact details, education details, previous experience. So it contains N number of portlets. Some of them are standalone, like individual portlets. And some of them are linked. Job information and comp information is linked. Org information and job information is linked. And you can also have custom portlets. Customers can also have a custom portlet, meaning SuccessFactors has given all of these details. But some customers may say that we want to track the employee's transportation details. Now, how employees coming to office, I want to see and allot the parking space. We have a limited parking space for car parking and the bike parking. So I want to see how the employees commuting to office and I want to allot the parking. So you can create one custom portlet where you can see all of this information. The customer says, I want to have medical history of the employee. If there are any medical illness of this employee or who is the family doctor of this employee, what is the height of the employee, blood group of this employee. So I want to maintain all of this medical history of the employee. So this is not available in standard SuccessFactors system, but we can create that for that customer. That's a custom portlet. So you can create any number of custom portlets for employees in the people profile. Now these are standard features available. And additionally, there are optional additions. Time off. Apart from Employee Central, within Employee Central, we have the time off module. Time off is all about attendances and leaves. What kind of leaves you want to allot, give to your employees? Casual leave, sick leave, earned leave, privilege leave, maternity leave, paternity leave, parental leave. So what kinds of leaves that you want to give? What kind of attendances? Employee working from home, employee on training, employee out of station. Okay. So these are all attendances. Now, each of the leaves, you can avail up to 6 casual leaves. You can avail up to 6 sick leaves. can avail up to 24 N leaves. So depending on the company's policy, we can grant our employees can avail these leaves. So all of these are configured in time of module. And then we have timesheet also. If you're working for a customer who is into IT, employees have to fill their timesheets. No, I've worked on this project today for 4 hours. I worked on this project for another project for 4 hours. Okay, I worked on 8 hours for completely on this project. I've not worked on any of the project this day. So you'll have to fill the timesheet. Then global assignment. All of these are optional additions of Employee Central. Customers may or may not require these functionalities. Global assignment is required for a customer who has their operations in different countries. Let's say I'm implementing success factors for one of the customer who operates from 4 different countries: US, UK, China, and India. I want to have, or I have a policy of sending the employees to a different country for a short and long-term assignments. We have some project going on in US, and I want this employee to be moved to this country for next 6 months. And after 6 months, employee will be back. I'm not transferring the employee. Transfer employee means employee will leave here and employee will go and work some other place. Now, this is not a transfer. Only for certain period, like maybe for 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, I'm just asking the employee to work from a different country. So that is called global assignment. It can be a short term like 1 month or 3 months, or it can be a long term like 1 year or 2 years. Then we have concurrent employment. Concurrent means multiple employments within the organization. Now, I am a HR manager working for the organization. I work as a HR manager for 4 hours, and I work as a finance manager for 4 hours. Okay, 2 different employments within the organization. I'm getting paid 50,000 for HR manager role. I'm getting paid 60,000 for finance manager role. 2 different roles. Okay, you can add multiple employees, job A, job B, and job C. And then you have contingent workforce. Contingent workforce is all about contractors. If you have a contractor, then you need to have a work order. How many hours the employee would be working? What would be the contract end date? When will the employee be starting the work? We need to have all of this information for the contractors. Now, all of these features, these are optional features, may or may not be required for all customers. And this is also part of your people profile. In short, what did we discuss? We discussed about the foundation where we configure org structure, job structure, and pay structure. And in the employee data, we have standard portlets and custom portlets. We can enable or disable the standard fields. Now, some field which is standard, success factors gives you some standard fields. But if you don't want to use them, you can hide them. And if you feel you need more fields, you can configure custom fields. You can also configure custom portlets or a block. Difference between field and a block is multiple fields forms one block. Personal information is a block which contains fields, first name, last name, gender, salutation, marital status, and so on. So all of these are fields. And all of these fields are grouped together to form a portlet or a block. Okay. And then event reasons provides a record of what happens throughout the life cycle of employee. Hired, transferred, promoted, suspended. Employee was on paid leave for 1 month. Employee was on unpaid leave for 6 months. Employee was suspended for a week. Employee is transferred to a different location. Employee is promoted to a different grade. There is some adjustment made to the employee's salary. There are employees terminated, employees rehired. So these are all the events. Standard events provided by system and configurable event reasons. For every event, there should be at least one event reason. Can have at least one event reason. If you're transferring, what is the transfer? Is it department transfer? Is it location transfer? Is it manager transfer? If you're promoting, what is the event reason? Okay. That is event reason derivation. And we have workflows along with every change that we do in the system. If you want to have workflows, we can also configure workflows. RBP, which is role-based permissions. Every employee, when they log into the system, now I am an employee. I'm just an employee working for some company, okay, where I have SuccessFactors as a HR product. Now, when I log into SuccessFactors, because I'm an employee, I can see all of the information that HR has maintained for me. My personal information, my contact information, my address information, my previous experiences, my education details. If I want, I can also maintain my data. Now, HR has not updated all of my education details. There are few missing details I can go and maintain because that's my personal data I can maintain. I've changed my address, so I can go and update my address details. I've changed my phone number, I can update my phone number, contact information. Because all of this is my personal information. So I can go view and edit my personal information. I have my compensation information. I can go and check my salary. System shows me my salary, but I cannot change my salary. I cannot change my salary. If I am given access to change my salary, I'll change from 1 lakh to 10 lakh. I'll just add 1 0. It becomes 10 lakhs. Next month, I'll add 1 more 0. It becomes 1 crore. So you will not be given access to change your data, certain data like compensation or your grade. Now I am just a trainee. If I am given access to change my grade, I'll go change my grade to director grade. Right? So I cannot do that. So I will have only view access to some information like compensation data or job information or employment details. I can only view. Now, if I'm a manager, I'm an employee, I'm also a manager. I have some employees reporting to me. I can do all of those things what employee is doing. Additionally, I can also update my direct reports data. If somebody is working under me, I can transfer them. I can recommend some salary change. I can make some data changes only to my direct reports. If I have a HR manager should be updating all employees' data. So every employee here will have a different access. When you log into the system, it depends upon the role that you are in. And your system will show certain configurations. If I'm a consultant, I can go and configure. Employees cannot configure system. I can configure system. I can add a new field. I can change the property of the field because I'm a consultant. Employees cannot change. Employees will not have access to that. And this is controlled through a module called RBP. And we'll see this in detail, how to control, how to restrict the permissions for employee. And we also perform some robust administrative functions like data imports. Like if your customer says, I operate from 100 locations, so go and create all of these 100 locations in system. If it is 1 or 2 locations, I can go manually add. But if I have 100 locations, it is very difficult. I can manually maintain, but it takes a lot of time. Maybe it takes 2 or 3 days to just maintain the locations. Instead, I can upload these locations into system. If I have to transfer one employee, I'll go manually transfer that employee. But I have 300 transfers to do. I can upload the data. I have 1,000 employees to hire. I can upload the data. I can upload using the import files. Mass changes. workflows, themes. Every customer want to see the system in their own theme. Now, if you look at any portlet, let's say PepsiCo, you go to their PepsiCo website, you'll see more of blue color and white color, combination of blue and white. Go to company Coke, you'll see more of red color, red and white. Okay, so different companies have different themes. So you can also design the instance in their theme. You can change the colors of the instance. Okay, so all of this will be explaining it to the customer. This will be explaining it to the customer initially. So to explain these things, you don't have to prepare any PPTs. SuccessFactors gives you all of this information in the PowerPoint, this deck, which is Employee Central Kickoff tab. We'll be coming back to this Employee Central Kickoff once we start the configuration. There are few more topics that are left in the theoretical part. Tomorrow will be first 10-15 minutes, we'll be closing out on the theoretical part, and we'll start with the practical part in tomorrow's session.
Venu, this kickoff will be with us to show the customer throughout this complete project, right?
Not with the complete project, only initially.
Okay.
No, initially we'll have to present this to customers so that they have an understanding of SuccessFactors and they give their requirements. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll stop it here for today and we'll continue tomorrow and we'll be starting off the practical part. Okay?
Venu, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Like,
Sabrina.
I missed 2 classes, like since I started yesterday. So how do I cover up those 2
So
classes?
I'll be sharing you those recordings, both the class
Okay.
recordings. You can go through those recordings, and if you have any doubts, you can always reach out to me. Okay.
Okay.
Since
Okay.
the first 4 sessions are of only the theoretical part, we are
Okay.
just covering the theoretical part because all of you are new to SuccessFactors. Okay. And
Mhm.
this information is very much required for you to know what do we have in SuccessFactors, how do we do the certification, or what is configuration workbook, where should we download. So all of this information you should know. Just
Okay.
I cannot directly start with the configuration like this is the system and we configure this. No, you need to have some understanding about the SuccessFactors application. So that's why with the first 4 sessions we have the theoretical part, and after 4th session we'll be moving to the configuration part.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Thank you all. We'll catch up tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, Sabrina. Do you have anything?